Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Now, this image you see here is, the Montgomery Brawl. I did a video on it earlier, but I wanted to go into a particular topic using this example that this chair and the beatings that these Edomites got by these Jakes physically could never compare to the lashings that they get in the spirit through this word. See, after they got this beating, these Edomites were still talking shit, calling Jake gorillas and so on and so forth, and he ended up losing his business, and that kind of affected him. But nonetheless, they'll probably get all sorts of donations. Either way, whether they do or whether they don't, it doesn't matter. Because this was way less effective than 60 seconds of hearing the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, of hearing the words of the Heavenly Father and His Son, which condemn Esau and which condemn anyone that walks in wickedness. You see? And Jake doesn't understand that, nor does he believe that, but that is the facts and that is the truth. And we've seen it with our own eyes. We've seen people be broken down by this truth, and you can see their countenance fell. Their spirit left. Their spirit, basically, they became wounded in the spirit. But let's get to Hebrews, the 12th chapter. Hebrews 4, Hebrews 4 and 12, rather. This is Hebrews 4 and verse 12. It says, "For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart." So the word of the Lord is more powerful than a two-edged sword, a sharp sword. Okay? So that would be way more effective than physically harming someone, than shooting. See, Esau would rather you shoot him. Esau would rather you stab him. Esau would rather you do something violent to him, because his field is a carnality. That's how Esau gets down. It's the spiritual game, the spiritual fight that he cannot win. And what does it say in Ephesians, the 6th chapter? It says that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Let's get Ephesians, the 6th chapter. Okay, this is Ephesians, the 6th chapter, and the 12th verse. It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." All of these people have spirits within them. All of these people are controlled and move and have life because they have a spirit inside of them. Okay? The outside, that's where you feel pain. That's where you feel this and that, the nervous system. But the spirit is who these people really are. So when you deal with the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're directly affecting the spirit. You're going through the flesh. You're going through the physicalities, through the bones, through all of that. And you're going to the spirit, which affects them more than anything else. You have to understand that. It says, "Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness." See, these things, they guard you, right? The fact that we have this truth, we're protected by that. We're guarded by that, and that we're walking in the ways of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai in the spirit. Right? We have hope behind that. Okay? And the Lord is protecting us because of that. "And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith." Okay? The shield of faith. Now, a shield is what protects you from attacks, and your faith is what's going to protect you. Your faith is what will heal you. Right? Did not the Lord, every time he did a miracle, he said, "Your faith had made you whole"? Well, guess what? The faith is what will heal you. The faith is what will protect you. The faith is where the Lord will be able to work. See, the scriptures speak about him that doubteth shall not be protected. Therefore, he shall not be protected because he doubteth. You can't doubt in this truth. You have to go through this thing in full faith. And that's who Yahweh Shem Yahweh likes to work with. And guess what? There's times where prophets and men of the Lord, great men of the Lord who are still of the elect, have lost faith in the sense of not fully, but they doubted. I'll say that they doubted at certain points. Okay, the men of the Lord, they doubted rather. That would be a better way of putting it. For example, John the Baptist, before he was put to death, he doubted whether Yahweh Shai was that man. Okay. Peter and the disciples, they doubted whether Yahweh Shai was over, whether it was over or whether Yahweh Shai was to be resurrected. They doubted those things. Okay, Thomas, right? That's why he has the nickname Doubting Thomas. You see, doesn't mean they fully left the faith, but they doubted, and we have to fight to remove doubt from our mind. There's no reason why you should be doubting. Okay, at any time. You see, it's not that we doubt the truth, but it's, let's say you're in a situation and it's like you forget. No, you got to have that faith. You got to remember that Yahweh Shem Yahweh is with you. You're doing his work, man. It says, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, above all taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit. So what is the Spirit? The Spirit is a spiritual sword, which is the word of the Most High. So us having this gospel, us having this truth, this good news, which is bad news for our enemies, okay, is what will overcome them and affect them the most. That chair, that's nothing. Esau bounced back. You've seen how Esau, he was still coming. He hit him with the chair a few times. He was still coming. Right? The demons were still on them to attack. But guess what? If he was out there while we were at camp and he was hearing that word, he might have said, shook his head and walked away. Some BS. But guess what? He would be thinking about it. Right? He might have went to home at night and had a nightmare or just he couldn't even sleep because he was thinking about what was said. Right? Now he's living his life in anxiety because of the word of the Lord. Yeah, there's a bunch of Edomites living in anxiety behind this truth. They can't eat straight. They can't think straight. They see a Jake, their heart drops because of this truth. Not because of us, not because of our physical strength, but because of the words of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because he's speaking through us. Does it not say he has spoken by the words of his prophet? Which that's in Baruch. That's in Baruch. That's Baruch what? Baruch, the 2nd chapter? Hold on. Baruch 1 and 2, I think. Let's get Baruch 2, man. All right? Because the Lord speaks through his men. The Lord speaks through the Israelites. Okay, let me go to 1. Let's go to 1. Bear with me. It's around the end. This is Baruch 1 and 20. It says, wherefore the evils cleaved unto us, and the curse which the Lord appointed by Moses his servant at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt, to give us a land that floweth with milk and honey, like as it is to see this day. Nevertheless, we have not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord our power, according unto all the words of the prophets whom he sent unto us. Okay, so how was the Lord speaking to them? Where was his words coming from? His voice coming from? The prophets. Okay, so these are the words that the Lord is speaking unto Esau and to Jake. And Jake is getting cut to, and Jake is getting severely affected and hurt by this word as well. See, the word did a lot more damage than these Edomites did to that security guard as well. After this, he was cheering and he was happy. He was rejoicing because people were giving him. Jake was applauding him, right? So those wounds that Esau caused on him was light, but the wounds that the prophets caused by pulling out the truth, right? This is Jeremiah 5:14. It says, "Wherefore thus saith the Lord power of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them." And this is why they wanted to kill Jeremiah. This is why they wanted to put Jeremiah to death, because Jeremiah was going in using the word. He wasn't attacking them. He wasn't stealing from them. He wasn't putting them to death. All he was doing was bringing out the words of the Lord. Okay? And it cut them to the spirit. It cut them to the spirit, cut them to the soul, right? Just like how it cut those people when Stephen was speaking, man. Let's get that. This is Acts 7:54. It says, when they heard these things, they were cut to the heart. What was he going through? He's going through the scriptures. He's going through, the truth. He went through some history, but he was prophesying against them, man. Just as we do. And he was going in. And he was passionate about it. Right? When they heard these things, they were cut to the heart. And they gnashed on him with their teeth. Ooh. So they were, you mother effer. Okay, let's look up this word. Gnashed. Okay. The saying used to go, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. There's nothing further from the truth. Words will hurt you way more than sticks and stones and knives and gunshot wounds, man. Okay. It says to grind, to gnash, gnash with the teeth. Fuck, you're gonna kill us, sure. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they were extremely angry at this truth. And the scriptures speak about they hated the light. Why did they hate the light? Because what? Their deeds were evil. Okay? But he being full of the Holy Spirit, continuing verse 55, but he being full with the Holy Spirit, looked up steadfastly into heaven and saw the glory of the Most High and Yahushua standing on the right hand of the Most High, and said, behold, I see the heavens opened, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of the Most High. Then they cried out with a loud voice and stopped their ears. Yeah, they didn't even want to hear it, man. They didn't want to hear it because they knew what they've done. They knew what they did to Yahushua, man. So they said, we just going to stop. We don't want to hear these words. We're going to put them to death. Okay, then they cried out with a loud voice and stopped their ears, right? The deaf adders. That's not just speaking about Esau. The deaf adders is also Jake, okay? And ran upon him with one accord and cast him out of the city and stoned him. And the witnesses laid down their clothes at a young man's feet whose name was Saul. Okay, so listen, man. There's no one that's going to be willing to put Jake to death faster for this word than Israelites. Okay, or than other Israelites, because Jake has a conscience, and what we're doing is, hey, man, we're attacking that conscience. We're attacking their spirit, and they feel condemned. Okay, but the elect is not going to think of it like that. And another thing, they don't want to change their ways anyway. So they feel even more condemned. So Jake But the elect, excuse me, what I was going to say is the elect, when they hear this word, what happens is they clean their ways. Okay, they start to clean their ways. They start to walk uprightly, but not the 2/3. No, not the 2/3. Okay, and not the heathen, and not Esau Edom. Okay, this is Wisdom of Solomon 2. And I'll start at verse 10. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 10. It says, "Let us oppress the poor and righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be little worth, to be nothing worth. Therefore, let us lie," and that's Esau's mindset in general, right? They have something called natural selection. They have books on it. The Bell's curve. That's this mindset. Okay, this mindset. They have these Edomites have that mindset naturally. Okay, because they're the wicked. All right, they believe as long as you're strong enough, you can do what you want, and you can survive and kill off the less the weaker, the eugenics and all kind of things, and oppress the poor. And that's Esau's mindset. That's why the world is so messed up right now, because these devils are in rulership. It says, "Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law." Right, because we're constantly speaking about the things that they're doing against the laws of the Most High. Okay, and guess what? A Christian hates that. That's why they have something called, they want to shame the Hebrew Israelites with the law, because they're tired of us speaking about the law. They're tired about hearing about the law. They're tired about us saying how they're going against the law willingly. You understand? And they have no problem doing it. Right? So we go into these things, and guess what? They don't like to hear it. Okay, he upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy the transgressings of our education. Right, so we're objecting to the way they live, right? Like, we had this transformer pass by the camp today. He was going crazy, man, and that was a Latin tribe too. He was going crazy, man. Okay, I seen him come from across the street. I seen this fake breast. I said, "Nah, this is an abomination here, man." And that's what we were speaking. And then we wasn't even focused on that demon. They saw that was an abomination. Anyways, we saw something was off, man. Let's put it that way. I don't want to get this video clip. Okay, we saw something was off, man. Okay, so then he came up, and then he just started spewing, "God doesn't condemn." He started bugging out. Something. He said some abomination, and the spirit just had. He said, "You're an abomination, man." Okay. And then he walked to the street. Then he came back, and he was screaming, losing it. Right? Why? And I mean, he was going crazy. Why? Because the spirit was getting cut. See, he would have rather us jump him. Okay? The spirit was getting cut. There's nothing more effective than that. And trust me, he's still messed up right now behind that. He might have, you know what I'm saying? He might have took a leap of faith. I'm telling you the facts, man. Because this word message, because guess what? They know they're doing wickedness. When we tell them what they're doing, and we put that mirror, which is this word, to their face, they know they're going off. Jake knows they're doing wrong. Jake knows it. Especially when we bring it to them. Now they got to face themselves in the mirror. Is it? So, hey, that's it. He professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts, and that's what we're doing. We're out there to reprove, rebuke. Okay? He is grievous unto us, even to behold. For his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. When they look at us, they say, "There's something different about this guy. Something different about these men." You see? We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. And that's how they look at you, man. But friends of the world, they look at you. Yeah, he thinks he's better than us. He thinks this and that, and it's not even that. It's really you just wish they would change their ways, man. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that the Most High is his Father. Woo! And they hate it, man. They hate it. They hate it, bro. They hate it, and there's nothing they can do about it, man. It's just what it is. You know, even the people, you know, in the world, you'll be speaking about it, man. You'll be, the Most High is with me. And you can tell it kind of irritates certain of them. It's like, they're like, whatever, man. You know, because it's like, damn, it's like an envy. And guess what? You wish that you're like, yo, you think to yourself, why don't they just come into the truth, man? Fuck it. They're catching hell in the world. Why don't they just come into the truth? It's not meant for them. Okay, the Lord has a spiritual block on them, okay, where they can't enter. You understand? They cannot enter. Just like Adam and Eve, they had the angels, the cherubim there blocking off the garden. They could not enter into the truth, man. You see? And this word is the most effective way to attack. See, Jake still thinks this is a great victory. There ain't no victory. The time of Montgomery is supposed to go down in history. This ain't doing nothing to Esau. That's why Esau's chiming in. Oh yeah, well, you got what they deserve, man. You got what they deserve, man. You got a lot of Edomites jumping in because they're scared. But then you got some that look like Edomites and are actually Jakes. Okay, but it really isn't. Why? Because this is nothing. This is BS. This is stupid, silly. You beat up a drunk family, whatever. I mean, you know, guess what? They didn't even do that great of a job. I mean, it was cool to watch. You know, what I love about it is that Jake came together. I like that. No, Jake coming together. I was kind of proud of Jake, coming together and stepping up because they saw another Jake fighting some Edomites. That's good to see. You know, it's a good thing to see. But, you know, Jake it's funny, you know, don't get me wrong. I'll be watching the TikToks or whatever, the different memes and shit. It's funny. You know, Jake has that flavor. Jake is entertaining. But Jake doesn't see the bigger picture. Okay? This is Proverbs 18 and 14. It says, the spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity. See, so like I said, those people are fine. They might even have a concussion, whatever. But he can heal from that. Okay? But a wounded spirit, who can bear? See that wound? When his spirit is wounded, man. And guess what? I'm gonna tell you something, man. You Jakes, man. You've been wounded in the spirit for a long time. You Jakes. Now we're healing up Jake in the spirit, and we're using this word to the elect. We're healing up the elect in the spirit through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. And the rest of these people that's not of the elect, that are heathen or other nations, they're just getting cut up even more than they're already cut. But this cut is a wound that's incurable, man. Okay? This cut is a wound that's incurable unless you're of the elect. If you're not of the elect, you're going to get cut and basically spiritually you're going to bleed out. And it's going to be unbearable to you, just like it's unbearable. Every time they see it, I see people that see us all the time out there. Every week they see us out there 2 times a week, and you can see it in their face, man. When they pass, they're like, oh my fucking goodness, these motherfuckers again. You know, some of them will say, just shut up. You know, like they'll just say it, and you can just feel them anger in them, man. The hurt, the anger. See? If they would have got jumped by a group of Jakes every week, it would have been better than this word, cutting them. And then they're being tormented in the mind. Then the scriptures say, give me any plague but the plague of the heart. Well, guess what? This truth is like a plague to them. You see it? So this is 2 Thessalonians 2. In verse 6, it says, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. Who? The wicked, which is the Edomites. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, meaning the Most High is gonna let him do what he do, let him rule for his time. But we're coming to the end, and what we're doing as prophets is we're reading the judgment that's get ready to come, and then the Lord is gonna bring that fully upon them until he be taken out of the way. Do you see? Hold on. Do you see some of these people when they get their judgments read? You see somebody go look at the craziest reactions of people getting their sentence read. The sentence didn't start yet. That was just the reading of the sentence. But them knowing that it's coming is what makes them lose it. You know, some of them faint, some of them cry hysterically, some of them try to attack the judge. Well, we're the ones reading the sentence. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. He shall destroy with what? Shall consume with what? The spirit of his mouth. These words are an attack. These words are war against Esau. You know, we're declaring war by words, not physical war. We're declaring war by words against Esau, Edom. Do you know that? And we've already attacked by words, because these words are highly powerful. Even the elites, even the Rothschilds, the DuPont, they're not safe from these words. This is the worst thing. The words that they hear from the prophets is the worst thing that could ever happen to them. I'm telling you, even the elites are not safe from this word. This is the word of the Most High. Hey, man. Very, very powerful. Okay. It said, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. That's Esau, Edom. Okay, that's Esau, Edom. So, like I said, 60 seconds of this truth is more effective than this chair. Okay? Or this beat down that Esau got. So with that, I'll say shalom.